Abhiyata Nishatirashamu Ramaya Tasmai Namaha Raman Nasti Parayanam Parataram Ramascha Dasosmyaham Rame Chittale Sada Bhautame Bhorama Mamuddhara Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Ramanama Varanane Shri Ramanama Varanana Om Nama Iti. This is class number 90, September 11, historic date, Aitihasika Dinam. It is 4:30 to 6 o'clock session, second session, Ramayanam. Again, happy Ganesh Chaturthi. Iyam Punyatithi Sarva Ishtida Syat. Okay. Vigna Kartre Namaha, Vigna Hartre Namaha. Okay, let us start. I think we finished with this Purvabhaga, Purvardha of the Sapta Panchashattama Shlokaha. So the 57th Shlokaha, Panchashat. Now the second half is Sobhyagachan Mahateja Shavarim Shatrusudanaha. Let's start from that. So this is the Uttarardha of the 57th Shlokaha. Sobhyagachan Mahatejaha Shavarim Shatrusudanaha. But I hope all of you are using the nice search tools. Thanks to Ravi and Kalpesh and everybody is very useful. Again, you start from this page and a lot of very nice links are available here. You can look at, of course, Apte dictionary is there. It is searchable, and you can also have the Bhagavad Gita is there. We have a lot of good text. Ashtadhyayi is there. Amar Kosha is there. Bhagavad Puranam is there. Raghuvamsha is there. And today we are a couple of more also. So we'll use more of these. At least the Gita and Ashtadhyayi and Apte dictionary, these three, definitely use them. For example, we just said the word Panchashat, right? So if you want to look in Apte, you can look at it, Panchashat, 50, Panchashat. So you can just type in here. It's pretty nice, Panchashat, search. Panchashat, 50th, Panchan, Panchashat, Panchashati, Panchashat, 50, here it is Panchashat. So anyway, this is, so I was saying, Sapta Panchashat Tamashloka, 57 Shloka. So please use the dictionary and it will be very useful. In fact, you can even search for English words. This is also very useful in dictionary. So if you have, maybe all of you already know this. But in case you want to know the word for 50, in case you're trying to speak in Sanskritam, Sanskrita Bhashana Samaye, Atyanta Suvidha Syat, you'll be very useful. If you want to search for the word 50, see if you want to know what the word 50 is in Sanskritam, you just search for 50 and you can get, Panchashat and so on. Okay, let us start from today. So let's see who wants to take. Let's Hari. Is Hari there? Hari, are you there? Can do the Padacheda. Okay, before Hari joins us, maybe we can do, let's see, maybe Radha can do it. Radha, are you there?
Yes, Satish.
Okay, let us do this simple shloka. Sobhyagachan Mahatejaha Shavarim Madhusudanaha. The Shatrusudanaha. The last part we had last time was Sarchasya Kathayamasa Shavarim Dharmacharinim Shamanam Dharma Nipunam Abhigacheti Raghava. This is Kabandhanam Rakshataha. He had told Rama, approach Shabari, who Dharma Nipunam, who is skilled in following Dharma, and Shamanam, who is an ascetic, female ascetic. So then the next connection is there. So we'll do the Padacheda for us, Radha? Go try it.
Okay. Saha.
Correct.
Abhi Agachan. Abhyagachan.
Is Agachan or Agachat? What do you think it is?
Agachat.
Agachat. There was a choice here, wasn't it? The choice was could have been Abhi Agachan, could have been Abhi Agachat. So now what will be the, so let's keep that choice open for here. So we have two choices. Now what is Sutram here which is making that choice? The third becoming now quickly. Yuronunasiko, Nunasiko va. Yuronunasiko, Nunasiko va. So again, Ashtadhyayi, searchable. Go for it quickly. And if you just search for Yaraha, you will find it. Yaro nunasike nunasiko va. Yaro nunasike. So it is very, very simple, straightforward rule. Here it is. Yaro nunasike nunasiko va. So when you have a yar letter, followed by anunasika, which panchama varna you have, in that case it becomes anunasika va. But that va, even though Sutram says va prayena bhashayam anunasika bhavati eva. So even for the most part, you will never see the form abhyagachad. First of all, when you have abhyagachad, you should use jalam jashwante, become abhyagachad, and then after that become abhyagachan. So the point I'm trying to make is that even without knowing all the sutras, is that whether you have the abhyagachat, or you have the abhyagachan, you do not know that, because either of them would have given the same. Of course, abhyagachan there would have been no work to be done. But abhyagachat, then you have used this 8445 to make it the anunasika deshaha. Then you can this Hari is there. Oh, I'm here today, but okay, all right, okay, Hari, no problem. Okay, so here we are. So that was the question that we are trying to answer. Which one is it? So we can put down this one as a question mark for now. So 8445 is sutram that creates this situation for us where it could have been. Now, okay, let's leave that for time being. Let's go on. What is the next part?
Mahatejaha.
Mahatejaha. Okay.
Shabarim.
Shabarim. Correct.
Shatrusudanaha.
Shatrusudanaha. Okay. Now, you want to do the Padavicharaha? So Saha. Saha has no choice, right? Which is what?
Masculine nominative.
Prathama ekvatnam, Pullinga. Pullinge, it is of the Prajpadikam Tad. So Pullingam Prathama ekvachanam. Saha means Saha is a pronoun. Who is it standing for? Who is standing? So Raghavaha. Because He Raghavaha, he said, He Raghavaha, Shabarim Abhigacha. So then Raghavaha Abhyagachat. It's logical connection. So Raghavaha, Saha Raghavaha Rama, Sri Ramaha. Okay, now Abhyagachat. If you make it Abhyagachat, what are the choices?
Lang Lakara.
Lang Lakaraha. Lang Lakaraha. So that is going to be the Prathama Purusha, Ekavachanam Lang Lakaraha. So Gam becomes Gacha. So Gam becomes Gacha, it becomes Abhyagachat. The sutram for that, Ishu Yamikamam Shaha. So that we won't go there in detail, but if you want to look at it, I think it'll be about 7 Ishu Yamikamam Shaha. I think 7-3. Let's see, Ishu Yamikamam Shaha. Yeah, 7-3-77. That Gam becomes Gacha. But even if you don't know sutram, Gam becomes Gacha. That only becomes when there is a Shiti Pare. When the Talavya Shakar and Hit is following, the Pratyaya Shap is here, became Abhyagachat. Okay. Now, is there any other choice of Abhyagachat? What do you think, Karthik? Any choice? Abhyagachat.
Abhyagachat. I'm not sure. Choice.
Abhyagachan also makes sense, Satish.
I'm sorry?
Abhyagachan could also be possible.
We'll come to that in a second. Right now, it's Abhyagachat. Abhyagachat. What are any of the choices? How if you declare neuter? Right? We take Shatru Pratyaha, Gachat, right? Gachat. Going. Okay. So then Gachat will also be the Prathama Dvitiya Ekvachanam, correct? In the Punsakalinge, correct? It will not fit here, I understand that, because we don't have any neuter over here. Okay? So let's leave that, because we don't have any neuter over here, so we don't have to worry about that. Let's take what Ravi is saying now. Now we say Abhyagachan. So now what are the choices here now, Karthik?
Abhyagachan, we could have had plural of Lang Lakara.
Purusha Bhuvachanam means they approached. clearly that is not a good choice, because saha iti ekavachana karta drishyate. So it is ekavachana karta. So that will not be a good choice, because it will be abhyagachan would be te abhyagachan. They approached. So that will not be good. So the reason is I am going through all this because you have to keep all the choices open. Of course, we know the meaning in this case, and we know the correct form is abhyagachat, lang lakaraha, pratham purusha ekvachanam. But we want to weed out the other choices. So abhyagachan would not have made sense, because that will be one choice there was lang lakara and bahuvachanam. Doesn't make any sense, because we talked about Rama is karta, we already saw that. Any other choice? So,
it could have been Shatru Pratyaya, but we have the Adagama, so it won't be that.
okay, can we still do something with that, Ravi?
No idea, Satish.
How can we make it Nyantat Purusha not approaching? Agachan?
Yeah, but
I can say well Akuruvan, right? Apashyan. Those are fine, isn't it? Not seeing.
That's possible.
It was possible. We could have made into a Nyantat Purusha, a negation compound, like apashyan, apashyan napi, akuruvan napi. So not doing, not seeing, right? It's even possible. So not approaching. So yes, that could have been possible, but also will not be good meaning in this case. There were some choices here. We could have had agachan and making into a bahuvachanam. We have had into a negation of gachan, making agachan. Again, it will be so one that was first abhyagachan was a tingantam padam. It also goes to show you that what something is tinganta or subanta is not cast in stone. There are choices sometimes, and this is one of them. You could have a choice over here. That adagamaha is one choice. We should make it lang lakaraha. So you could have abhyagachan as a third person plural lang. Also another choice, you could make the word gachan as a agachat present participle and make it agachat as a negation tatpurusha, tatpurusha, and then decline it to be in masculine singular, make it agachan, not approaching. But all those are bad choices. The choice that we want here, as I said, is that abhi agachat. It is the third person singular lang lakaraha of dhatu gam, means he approached. Abhi agachat. Also try to practice weeding out this or picking out the adagamaha. So what we really have is abhi plus agachat. So even though we are used to seeing this abhi is puthak padam. It's a separate word, puthak padam. Agachat is a lang lakara form. So this is the prathama purusha. Prathama purusha ekavachanam. Prathama purusha ekavachanam. And in the thank God that in the tingantas linga bheda nasti. There is no difference in gender. Ekavachanam, and this is the lang lakaraha. The lang lakaraha. Okay, lang lakaraha. Okay, so this means, and this adagama is what you want to try to pick out. If you do that, then there leaves only two choices. This adagama, agama comes only in three lakaras. Lung, lung, rung, shodadattaha. Lung, lung, rung, shu. Only lung, lung, and rung. One of them is a very rarely used rung, which is the conditional, I think is what it's called. So, and that has the pratyaya here in it, which we don't have. Remaining is only lung and lung. Now, easy way between these two is that in lang lakara you get the same angakaram as in lat lakara. So we know the form gachati. Then agachat is going to be lung only, not lung, because all those operation which takes place for the angam in the lat lakara will take place here. So if you see the adagama and if you see the angakaram as in lat, then it's going to be lang lakara. And look at the ending also, but the ending would have been the same in lung. That will not help you completely. So the adagama and the ending will be the same in these lakaras. But look at the angakaram. First of all, see the siya pratyaya is there or not. It will most likely not be there. So rung is out of the picture. And then you see whether the angakaram is same as in lat lakaraha, which is well known to us. It becomes lang lakaraha. So again, prathama purusha in Sanskritam is third person in English. The third person singular lung means is a past tense. Anadjatane lung. So he approached. Alright, let's continue, Radha. What's the next thing that we do? Mahateja. What's the Prajnapadikam here?
Mahateja.
No, could be
Teja.
Mahatejas. 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 So now, what is the rule here? Anybody in the class? What's the rule? Karthik, what's the rule? Ravi, what's the rule? Anybody? We got Mahatejas plus Su. So Mahatejas plus Sa. Anubandha Lope. Now we need somebody to do the Upada Dirgha. Upada Dirgha will come by what sutram? To get the this one. I think we have not done this in the classes yet. The sutram is Atvasantascha Chadhatoho. Atvasantascha Chadhatoho. Is Atu and the As, like the word Bhagavad becomes Bhagavan, same sutram here. So if you have a word ending in As or Atu, Atu means that is that Vatup, Matup, all those like Bhagavat becomes Shriman, Bhagavan, and all like that. So Atu Asantascha Chadhatoho. And this will be in the section beginning of 6.4, where you have all the Upada Dirghas. Again, will not go into too much detail. I'll just use the number. Up to 6.4.18 goes the anuvritti of this Dirgha. So Saucha is coming here. Atvasantascha Chadhatoho. So 6.4.14 is the Pratyaya Su follows, and the Angam is ending in Atu or As, then Upada becomes Dirgha. It should not be a Dhatu's Sakara. This Pratyaya is that the Sakara is Pratyaya Sakara. Atvasantascha Chadhatoho. Okay, so I just put this thing here. So Mahatejaha, you have to use this sutram 6.4.14. Rest of it, of course, Hanli, Abhyo, etc. So this is all known to you. So Mahatejaha. So this is for you today, Karthik. Atvasantascha Chadhatoho. Okay, next time we are Mahatejaha.
Okay, yeah.
Mahatejaha is 6.4.14, I think. Atvasantascha Chadhatoho. Correct, 6.4.14. Okay, so that's so Prajnapadikam Mahatejas is very confusing because this looks like a Bahuvachanam. So you have to watch out for this. It looks like Bahuvachanam, but this Mahatejaha is like Chandramas or Vedas. If in fact today is Ganesh Chaturthi, right? So today you should chant the Atharva Shisham. Tam Brahma, Tam Vishnustam, Rudrastam, Indrastam, Agnistam, Vaistam, Suryastam, Chandramastam, Brahma Bhuvaswaram, Chandramaha, Tam Chandramaha. So today if you go to a temple or if you chant at home, you will chant Atharva Shisham, and comes the word Chandramaha comes in that. And that Chandramaha is the Pratama Bhuvasham of Chandramas Pratipadikam, Chandramaha. So that same thing, but this is very confusing because it looks like it is going like that. Okay, anybody in Gita? Similar form in Gita? Dukkeshu nudvigna manaha, sukheshu vigatas anudvigna manaha, bahuvri. Dukkeshu nudvigna manaha, sukheshu vigatas pruhaha, vitaraga bhaya krodhas chitadhir munirichyate. In chapter 2, Dukkeshu nudvigna manaha, dukkeshu nudvigna manaha, sukheshu vigatas pruhaha, vitaraga bhaya krodhas chitadhir munirichyate. So here it is. It should be here it is. Number 256. Dukkeshu anudvigna manaha. Anudvigna manas pratipadikam. This looks like a plural form, but it is not. It's a singular form. Because manas becomes manaha. Of course, manas is a neuter pratipadikam. She should not become manaha, manasi, manansi. But this is a bahuvrihi compound. So because now it now decline in the masculine. So we can use Atvasantascha Chadhatoho. Now, Karthik, question for you. In the neuter, what happened then? Why did it become Dirgha in the neuter then? Manastasu when I had. I'm not making. Why not do Atvasantascha Chadhatoho?
No, it's Sarvanamasthana.
So Saupare. So Manastasu. Ravi, you know the answer to this also. So Manastasu. Why not then? What happened there? Okay, what sutram are you using manas plus 2 to make the form manas, manaha? Samo napumsakat, look syat. That takes a look, nalumata angasya. So once the look syat, you cannot do angakaryam based on the pratyaya. So even though saucha was there, because of samo napumsakat, that's 2, when you had manas plus 2 that takes a look, and you cannot do angakaryam after that, nalumata angasya. So that's what stopped it. But in the masculine, you will not have someone napumsakat, only napumsakat. So then the su pratyaya will stay, no look. So then that will become anudvigna. So in Gita example, 2.56, anudvigna manaha. 2.56, anudvigna manaha. So again, if you know Gita very well, you will not be surprised by any of this, because all these forms are to be mostly found in Gita. So dukkeshu anudvigna, anudvega nasyat. Anudvigna manaha, anudvigna manaha. You will not have any udvejaha manaha. Okay, all right, let's continue. So now, so mahatejaha is also bahuvri, by the way. Same thing here, as a matter of fact. But this is what? This is a bahuvri compound, which is a tejas is pratipadikam vidya. This should also, tejas is a neutral pratipadikam. So just like anudvigna manaha, mahatejaha is same thing. So there you have tejaha, tejasi, tejamsi, the neuter. But here it is mahat tejaha yasya saha. And of course mahat becomes maha in a compound. When it's samadhikaram like that, it becomes mahat becomes maha. That also is in, I'm sorry, these sutrams keep coming to my mind. I know this is not a Ramayanam class because an mahataha. But at least now that we have the quick searching ability, we can, here it is 6346. An mahataha samadhikaranya jatiya yoho. That mahat takes an ad, adesha alontyasya. Means samadhikarana. So that is, so 6346 that. So this is a bahuvri compound. Becomes mahat tejaha yasya saha mahatejaha. Okay, it's qualifying the Sri Rama, one whose power or glory was great. Shabarim, Radha, is what pratipadikam?
Shabari.
Shabari is a Dvitiya ekvachanam. Dvitiya means immediately ask the question, is karma of what dhatu? So, Abhyagachat. Abhyagachat is straightforward. Okay, and Shatru Sudanaha is qualifying Ramaha. This is a, you can say, Sudanaha you can form independently and make it Pratya Liu. So this is Nadi Grahi Pachadibhyo Liu Ninyachaha. So these, look at this is coming in the Ashtadhyayi, like Nandanaha, Ramanaha. So all these forms are formed with the Pratya Liu. And they make 3, 1, around 134. Nadi Grahi Pachadibhyo Liu Ninyachaha. Pratya Liu, and this U becomes Ana by 711. Yuranako. By 711, the U becomes Ana. So you get form like Nandanaha, Ramanaha, Madhusudanaha. So all these form is, are come from this dhatu. So you can use that term, make the form Sudanaha. Then Madhoho Sudanaha. So you can make it like that. So one who Shatru or Shatrunam Sudanaha, destroyer of enemies. So Sud. Sud, I think first you have to make the Sud is I think Sudayati. I think it's in the Churadigana. Churadigana means 10th gana. You cannot use the dhatu unless you put the pratyaya nich, because swathe nich. So you have to make first the form Sudi, then make the form Sudanaha, and then you can, I think, form Shishita Purusha, Satru Shatroho, Shatrunam, Sudanaha. Just checking that in the dhatu patha, this dhatu will be given as Shud. So, yeah, Shud, Shani, Churadigana is also there. It's also there in Bhadigana. Okay. So, but I think Churadi probably is more common. So, Shatru Sudanaha is straightforward, one who destroys the enemies. The adjectives for Sri Ramaha. So, simple sentence was here. This is the only verb, Abhyagachat. So, Saha, Ramaha, Raghavaha, Shabarim, Abhyagachat. Two adjectives for him, Mahatejaha, Shatru Sudanaha. He was one of great luster, great power, great glory, and he was a destroyer of enemies. Oh. Okay, let's bring Balaramanji. Ready, sir?
Namaste, Ji.
Namaste. Okay, let us start. So, should be fairly straightforward. We lose the shloka, but I think you have it in your mind. The highly glorious.
Mahatejaha.
Mahatejaha. And the highly is the Mahatejaha. Ramaha is Saha,
I think it's
Saha, because pronoun, but the destroyer of foes.
Shatru Sudanaha.
Shatru Sudanaha. So, accordingly in brackets is Ukta Anusarena, and according to what he was advised, approached.
Abhigachan.
Abhyagachat.
Abhyagachat.
Abhyagachat. Shabari Shabarim.
Shabari.
Straightforward sentence, but even this is the thing of Ramayanam. It takes you in gentle baby steps. It takes you to heights, great heights, but it says, because Valmiki says in the first, he's going to say in the end of this chapter, Patan Dvijo Vagrishavattam Syat. So, he will, one who reads this will get Vagrishavattam. He will be a bull among the speech, master of speech, be a master of speech. Okay. There's come the last in this chapter itself, towards the end, when you have some Falashruti at the end. I think it's the last. I think that's the last verse. I'll read that out to you. Patan Vijo Vagrishvattam Iyat. I'm sorry, Iyat. So who reads this Ramayanam will get a mastery of speech. Vagrishvattam. Rishabha means he's a bull, means he's a Shrestha. So he will get that quality. So small things, but you'll be surprised if you keep on reading Ramayanam. You will be, like for example, small thing like Adagama is there, how to pick it out. Bahuvari is there. Mahad becomes Maha. This Sudanaha, Pratyaya, Liu is there. How to form that. Ditya is there. Ditya means karma of what dhatu. So simple. The pronoun is there. Saha. Saha means who's standing behind it. So these simple things you get to practice so many times. Even here, Gam becomes Gacha. When does that happen? The Pratyaya, Talavya, the Nit, when that follows. So even this is small shloka, small khandam. This is Ardha shloka. Still you have about 6-7 things that you can observe over here, and make it like that. Okay, let's move on. So keep on practicing, and Ramayana is wonderful for that. Gita is 700 shloka, will give you all the basics. But then here you get the practice, abhyasa. Okay, Shabarya Pujita Samyak, Ramo Dasharathatmajaha, Pampatire Hanumata, Sangato Vanarenaha. So even if you don't know anything, I said many times, read loudly, read the translation, make whatever connections you can make. Even that is a lot. Even that is enough for the first pass. So Shabarya Pujita Samyak Ramo Dasharathatmajaha Pampatire Hanumata Sangato Vanarenaha. The other thing which you want to do is get the good commentaries. Even though they might scare you in the beginning because there's no English in them. Don't worry. Is that it's like, even if you have a huge book in your hand, if you want to know what this means, Samyak Pujita, what does this mean? You just have to open up the book, look under the shloka number, and just find only this part only you find. That's all. And you might get the answer to that, So that will be another good step. Okay, Shabarya Pujita Samyak Ramo Dasharathatmajaha Pampatire Hanumata Sangato Vanarenaha. Okay, Balaram, try this one, Balaraman. Do some Pudacheda for us. Try this one.
Okay, I'll try.
Okay. Shabarya. So that is Pudacheda. Do Pudacheda for us first. Shabarya.
Shabarya. Pujitaha.
Was there any choice here? Because if you take Nadi Shabdaha, Nadya is the Titya. Because the Pradipatikam is Shabari. You already because Shabari, yes. Already we saw it over here. Shabari. So now Shabarya could be Titya Ekvachanam, which is what you want. It could be Shabari, it could be Nadyaha, Panchami Shashti Ekvachanam, but then the Pakara is following. So then we could, so that is only one choice. So it's good to get the fixed piece puzzle,
Tritiya.
So it has to be Titya Ekvachanam only one choice. Parya Nasti. Shabarya. Okay, next one.
Pujitaha.
Pujitaha. Then
Samyak.
Samyak actually. Samyak becomes Samyak. Samyak both. Okay. Samyak.
Ramaha.
Ramaha. Okay.
Dasharathat.
Dasharat, no, not Dasharathat. Then only Majaha will be left then.
Okay.
So this is a compound. Dasharathat Majaha.
Maybe it is Dasharatha Atmajaha.
Dasharatha and then Atma and Atman and then Dhatu Jan is there. So Atmajaha is the one compound which is a Upapada Samasa. What Upapada Samasa in simple English means what? Is that when the second half, Uttara Padam, doesn't have Swatantriyam. It cannot stand on it. It depends on the Upapada to be there. So this word, this term Ja cannot stand on its own. That means that you have an Upapada Samasa. If you could say Jayate iti Jaha, then you will not Upapada Samasa. But this is not like that. You have to have this something here to compound with in order to get this form ja. So Atmajaha is Atmanaha Jayati Atmajaha, one who's born from yourself, from you. So actually in this, and so that is the, since this pratyaya is, da is being added here, and that causes the jan, the an of jan to drop away. We won't go through all details. Let's put the number here. Atmajaha is the way that, see, compounds in Ashtadhyayi only in 2 quarters, 2, 1, 2, 2. If you form any compound in this language, you have to find one sutram in 2, 1 or 2, 2 to form the compound. Now within that, from 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 are Tatpurushas. And at the very end of that are these special kinds of Purushas. And one of them is Upapadam Ating. Upapadam Ating is that if there is a qualified Upapadam along with another term, it doesn't have to be Subanta ready, another term. See, normally in Samasas you have sup with another sup, supa. But here, Atman is fine. You have that, Atmanaha, that's Panchami. But then the other term is only Dhatu Jan with a Pratyaya. So that's not Subanta ready as yet. So it doesn't have to be. So Upapadam Ating means that Upapadam. So we can compound with another term as long as Singanta are not being created. So, and then how do you know which are the Upapadas which qualify, with what Dhatus, with what Pratyayas to form this kind of compounds? And that we have to go to 3.1, that Panini starts the Adhikara is that Tatra Upapadam Saptami Stham. Tatra Upapadam Saptami Stham. So in this third Dhatu Adhikara, which is indicated by the Saptami, that gets the name Upapadam. And as a practical matter, most of them come between 3 to 1 and 3 to 100. And there this sutram says, Saptamyam Janergaha Panchamyam Jatau. So Dhatu Jan. See, once you know the Dhatu, your job is easy. So there are many, many books which you can look up to get the correct form. For example, you can look in the Madhvi Dhatu Vritti, you can look in the Kurandrupamala. There are places, there is a Dhatu Pada commentaries are available to you to look at that. So here it is Panchamyama Jatau. So when you have Upapada, which is a Panchami Bhakti to it, so Atmanaha Jayate, and then should not be a Jati Vachaka, which we don't have right now, we have Atman. In that case, the Dhatu Jan can be used with the Pratyaya Da. And this Da causes the T Lopaha. We won't go through all the details. And that's what becomes only Ja and not Jan. The T Lopa is by 64143 Te He Sutram. Okay, so this one, so I just put 3298, Panchamyama Jatau. So that is the one you need. And because Dhatu Jan is specifically mentioned by Panini here, Jan, not any Dhatu will not form this, Panchamyama Jatau. So use that, so 3298 along with the 2219. So I just put in the document like that. If you want to look up the details, you can look them up quickly. Karthik, how about the Nakar Lopaha of Atman?
Atman.
You know the answer to this. So Upapadam.
Pratipadik is a Pratipadikanta.
Yeah, Pratipadikanta. Because when the Pratyaya Nyasi is here, that means Suptingantam Padam. Of course, the Nyasi is going to go by Supo Dhatu Pratipadika Yoho, but it was there, so Pratyaya Lakshanam. So no Pratipadikanta. So we're going to get Atma, Atma, Ja. So what we have used is we have used 64143 Sutram Tehe to do the T Lopaha, and we also used the 8 to first. We also used the Supo Dhatu Pratipadika Yoho. Instead of Pratipadikam, Sup cannot stay, and then we used the Nulapa Pratipadikanta. So these are all rough steps for you. You can look at the details on your own, but that Atmaja is a compound. Atmaja is a compound. Means born from yourself, basically means offspring, son, offspring. So Dashratasya Atmajaha. So first you found the compound Atmaja, Upada Samasaha, then Dashratasya Atmajaha, son of Dasharatha. Okay. Now Pampatire. Pampatire also simple Shashida Purushaha. Tira is a bank. On the bank of the lake Pampa. So Pampatire. How about Hanumata? What's the vibhakti of that, Balarama, think? What's the Pradipadikam is? Hanumat. Hanumat. So Hanumata will be what? Which vibhakti can you join to get Hanumata?
Is it ta beyond the ta?
It must be Tritiya Ekavachanam only. So Hanumat plus ta, so Hanumata. So Hanumata saha, so with Hanuman, along with Hanuman. Sangataha. Sangataha is clearly nishtha pratyaha. Sangataha means he met. Sangataha. So now, so Karthik, is it active or passive, you think, Karthik? What do you think?
Hanumata Sangataha, it will be passive.
There's one choice. Can you make Hanumata saha? So now what is the meaning? If you make it passive, what meaning are you getting? He was met by Hanuman.
Hanumata Sangataha. Yeah, so Hanuman will be the karta in that case.
He was the karta. Is that what you want?
Yeah.
Did he meet Hanuman? So probably you want the other way around, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then what do you do now?
Ramaha Sangataha. Gatyartha we can...
Gatyartha you can make it active also.
Active, yeah.
So he joined in Hanumata Vanarena Saha Sangataha. He met with Hanuman, the monkey. So the problem we're trying to answer is this Sangataha. The Pratyaya Nishtha Taktavatu Nishtha is normally used in the past. See, let's go through three-step process here is that by 3, 4, 67, any participle form, Skatari Krit, is an active form. So Sangataha would mean the one who's Sangam is to join. Sangama. So means to go is gum is to go, Sangam is to join. So Sangataha means that he is the one who's joining. But then Kartari Krit has an apavadaha which says Tayoreva Krityakta Kalarthaha. It becomes passive now, like Ramayana Vali Hataha. Means he is killed. He was not the one who's killing. So now in that case you have to make Rama was joined by Hanuman. So Hanuman will be the karta then. So he was joined by him. Sangataha. That's not a very good meaning for us. Because we really want Sri Rama met Hanuman. And then, but then as Karthik said, Gatyartha Akarmaka Shlishing Ityadibhyahascha. So when Gatyartha Dhatu is there, this Nishtha can also be used, Nishtha Ta Pratyaya. I shouldn't say Nishtha, but Taktavatu are both Nishtha. But the Ta Pratyaha can also be used Kartari. So, means a simple sentence, Ramaha Vanam Gataha. Rama has gone to the forest. He has not been gone to, he went to the forest. So Rama Vanam Gataha. So, but then what do you do with Tritiya of Hanumata Vanarena then? That Tritiya is hanging over there. We have to justify that. So you can say Hanumata, so Vanarena Hanumata Saha Sangataha. He met with. Rather than saying he was met by Hanuman, see, he met with Hanuman, the monkey. So from the meaning of it could have been very well passive. It could have been passive on another context. I think this meaning is probably better. Of course, Vanarena is in Samadhikarana. Titiya, because that's one more Raman. If you have any doubt about Hanumata,
adjectives.
Look at Vanarena. Always you will find, like in Ramayanam, there are 100 adjectives, right? Ramayanam is part. The book is 7 volumes, which means that there are 10,000 adjectives in there. Literally probably hundreds and thousands of adjectives. So even in this sentence, look at the last sentence. We had simple sentences. We had two, Mahatejaha, Shatru Sudana. In the small pada, you have 2 adjectives. Here you have, Jashatatmajaha for Rama. And here you have again Vanarena Hanumata. Every sentence will adjective everywhere. So that means there's going to be a lot of Samadhikaranam is going to be there. So plenty of chance to make good guesses. Because you can always find something in Samadhikaranam and make a good guess. So Vanarena is Rama was Shabda. So then you can easily know the vibhakti. That means that Hanumata must be Titya Ekavachanam also. Samadhikaranam. And her is an Avyayam means so indeed it was. Indeed so it was. Just add that much. So simple. So sentence was that there's 2 sentences here. One is that Ramaha Shabarya Pujitaha Samyak Pujitaha Asit. Supply Asit. That he was duly worshipped by Shabari. And sensing that on the bank of the Pampa lake, he met with the monkey Hanuman. So the story goes. So let's try the English now. Okay, duly. What is duly?
Samyak?
Samyak. Samyak actually is the dhatu anch is there, but this is also an avyaya. It is also in the avyaya in one of the ganas. So samyak means properly, duly. The samyak, very very useful term to use when he is speaking. Samyak vadati, right?
Mhm.
So he speaks properly. Samyak karyam kritam maya. This work has been done by me properly, done well, good, So samyak, so very means correctly, properly, well. Okay, so duly worshipped. So
Pujitaha?
this is passive, na pujita. This one we use it tayoreva krityakta kadarthaha. So this one we use is 3470 here. That is passive. This one is clearly the simple passive usage. In fact, we have a nice back-to-back comparison here. So this one was the same ta pratyaya. This one is passive. This one is active, because we saw it's a gatyartha dhatu. But here it is here this is not gatyartha, anything like that. There's no choice over here. This is going to be with 347. Tayoreva means bhavakarmanoho eva. Krityakta kadarthaha. So the kritya, the potential participles, the ta pratyaya, and the kadarthaha. These are all going to be in the passive. Okay. So worshipped by Shabari.
Shabarya?
Shabarya. Sri Ramaha.
Ramaha?
Ramaha. Son of Dasharatha.
Dasharatatmajaha?
Dasharatmajaha. Dasharathasya atmajaha. Came in contact.
Sangataha?
Sangataha. With the monkey chief.
Vanarena?
Vanarena is understood. Vanara mukhyena. Hanuman.
Hanumata?
Hanumata. On the brink of Pampa Lake.
Pampa Tire?
Pampa Tira. Tiram is on the bank, brink. So the tradition goes. That is the ha. So the story goes. Okay. Thank you.
And Satishji, for Vanaram, just out of curiosity, Naram is human beings, right? So Va became an affix? Or?
No, Va Naraha. Is it a man? It looks like a man. Va Naraha. Nara asti va. Is samshaya jayate. So this looks like a man. So why is it so? No. So why this could be a man? It's a strange kind of compound. Va Naraha. I think means it comes from the fact that it is man-like, So there's a doubt that this could be a man. So Va Naraha. I think that's the way. I don't look at this is my own interpretation. I think it's probably correct. Va Naraha. So it's not this is the avyam Va, Va is going in the compound, I think. Va Naraha.
Okay.
It comes somewhere else also, right? Yeah. Who chants the Rudram, by the way? Kigam Shilaya, I think comes somewhere, right? Kim Shila. Kim Shuka. How about that? Kim Shuka, Kim Shila. Kim Shuka is a kind of a flower, which is very red in color. So Kim is it so? Is it a parrot? Kim Shau Kinnaraha. Kinnaraha also. Kinnaraha means same thing. Kinnara is these kind of, some demigods, some these divine creatures which look like men. Kinnaraha means is it a man? Kim Shukaha means is it a parrot? It's a very red flower. It looks like a parrot sitting on the tree. So the parrot's beak is red. Raktavarnatvat. It looks like, a parrot. So Kim Shukaha. Then Kim Shila. Kim Shila. Kim Shila means is it a stone? I think it's like gravel, gravel. It looks like stone. So these are all these words which are in foreign language like that, So Kim Naraha, Kim Shukaha, Kim Shila, and this Va Naraha, I think also is the same. There's a doubt that this might be a man, so it's just a monkey. Okay, so next one. Hanumad Vachanachaiva Sugrivena Samagataha Sugrivaya Tatchatat Sarvam Samsadramo Mahabalaha. Maybe you can take the next half also. Adita Stadyatha Vrittam Sitayascha Visheshataha. See, we can stop there because next one is Sugrivaschapi. So then this new karta is coming here, Sugriva. So far the karta was Ramaha. So Sugrivena Samagataha and then Shamsad Sarvam. So this I think goes together 1.5. So Hanumad Vachana Chaiva Sugrivena Samagataha Sugrivaya Chatat Sarvam Shamsad Ramo Mahabalaha Adita Stadyatha Vrittam Sitayascha Visheshataha. So let's see who wants to do. Ravi, you want to do this one? Ravi, take this one. So,
Yes, Satishji.
okay, the Padacheda for us, please. So,
Hanumad Vachanat.
Hanumad Vachana. That should be a compound. Why is that? Because Hanumat is not declined. Remember Sutram if you saw today. Supo Dhatu Pratipadika Yoho. Supo Dhatu Pratipadika Yoho. That's your basic foundation on deciding what is a compound, what is not a compound. Within a compound, supratyaya, because of krit tadita samasascha, by 1 to 46, these samasas get the pradipadika sanya. And then when that happens, krit tadita samasascha. So if there is samuha, which is a samasa, that gets the pradipadika sanya. And then when that happens, within the pradipadikam, supratyaya drops. So when the sup has dropped, you see a pradipadikam there. The sup has dropped. That's when you know this thing is probably gone into a compound. Samastam padam iti jnayate. Supluk darshanat. You say that's your basic foundation of what is samasa, what is not. So here you had, like Ravi said, Hanumad vachanat is into compound. Because vachanat, that pratyaya at is there. That's a nyasi, ta nyasi nasa minat syaha. That at is coming away. But Hanumat is pratipadikam. It doesn't have anything. Because even if you take the sambuddha, it will become Hey Hanuman. Like Hey Bhagavan. Hey Shriman. Hey Hanuman. So no form of Hanumat unless it's neuter, which Hanuman not neuter. So we don't have to worry about that. But in the masculine, which you know is the masculine. So then it is not going to give any form will give Hanumat. So therefore it must be in the compound. That's how you know. So if you see a pradipadikam, supratyaya has gone away, then you have to think this is a compound. But the question comes when you have something which has the same form, so which is a pradipadikam, also subantam. So pradipadikasya subantasya samana rupam asti chet, tatra sandhya jayate. Samastam padam asti vanavata atva putak padam asti. Then you don't know whether it is a same in the compound or not. Okay. Let's say, for example, you say Rama Patni. It could be Hey Rama Patni. Because Rama Patni could be, of course, Sita, Ramasya Patni. So now you don't, in those situations you don't know. But here you do know, Hanumat. Then in those cases, what you have to do in those cases is that you try each one out. Sandarbhat Nyayate. You try each one and see which one makes sense. Is it Hey Rama and Patni separate? Or could you see Rama Patni as a compound from the usage? There's no way to tell grammar-wise which one it is. You know. So Ubhayam Sambhavati. Both are possible. But only from the Sandarbhat Nyayate, from the context you will know. Here there is no choice because Hanumat will not be Hanumat form in the masculine. Any form will not be Hanumat. This has to be a compound. Hanumat Vachanat. Okay, go ahead, Ravi. Next one.
Cha
Correct.
eva
Buddhirechi. Cha eva.
Sugrivena Samagataha
Samagataha.
Sugrivaya
Grivaya.
Cha
Yes.
Tat
Correct.
Sarvam.
You know, this could be the compound.
Yes.
Sarvam. Because the tat is also the Prathama Dvitiya Ekavachanam the Pumsakalinge of Pradipadikan. Tat is also is the Pradipadikam. So it could have been the compound. Which compound doesn't make any sense over here. Tat Sarvam. So it's Putak Padam. Tat Sarvam.
Shamsat
Shamsad.
Ramaha
Ramaha.
Mahabalaha.
Mahabalaha. Just do the Padavicharaha. Hanumad Vachanat.
This is Trutiya, sorry, Panchami Ekavachanam.
Panchami Ekavachanam. Panchami in what sense this is?
Hanumataha Vachanam, Hanumat Vachanam.
Correct. Shakti Tatpurusha, simple Shakti Tatpurusha compound. So in account, due to or out of, on account of the advice of Sri Hanuman, Hanumataha, so Vachanat, so means on account of the advice of Sri Hanuman, simple Shakti Tatpurusha compound, and Hanumat is, Prashamsayam Matup. So, Matup is used as a Prashamsa also. So everybody who has a joy is not Hanuman. So Prashas, I think Hanu is probably feminine. Prashastha Hanuhu. Just ha. On a special jaw. Let's try to use our search tools. So Hanu should be in here. I'm just looking at feminine or masculine. Hanu. Hanu. Okay. Okay. Feminine. Okay. Feminine. So, masculine and feminine both also. Oh no. Hanu that which. Oh, no. Chin or is masculine. Feminine. Okay. Then fine. Okay. So Prashastha. So Prashastha Hanu. Yes. Just Okay, so Hanuman, so this is Tadita Pratyaya. Hanumat is not a compound. That mat is a Pratyaya, is an affix Tadita Pratyaya. Tadasyasti asminiti matup. 5294, it's a possession, one who has that. Okay, Hanuman Vachanat, this
Cha
Pancham
is avyaya.
is Panchami in sense of, is going to be in sense of Hetu. So, see in the Hetu Arthe, Titiya can be used. Hanumat Vachanena also could have been said. Because in any vibhakti when you want to give in this language, you have to find a sutram in 2.3. Okay, just like compound is 2122, vibhakti nirdesha kriyate, nirdesha kriyate. Dvitiyasya adhyayasya titiya pade eva, ekameva pada, only one pada is there. So let's see, we can go to 2.3. See, pada is also the meaning of quarter, Pada meaning is quarter. It doesn't have to mean only a foot. So if you look at here again, you can say padaha. Padaha is, see, such word. You can say, you can talk about time also, right? So padona divadanam means it is 1:45. Did I do something wrong? No. Why didn't I get the word pada, Ravi? Just for pada, I didn't get it. Okay, pada. Pada. Okay. Pada. Too many words. Too much search. The one thing about searching, sometimes you get too many words, sometimes you get too little. Okay, padaha. Okay, padaha, the foot. Okay, padaha. So okay, so I should say padaha. It's not neutral. It's padaha. It's masculine. It's like padaha, foot of a mountain. So many meanings. The quadrant of a circle. Lot of meaning it has. Padaha, all kinds. So, okay. Anyway, so 2.3. Now 2.3. We have. The sutra in sense of hetu. This is a sutra called hetau. And that hetau, so titiya has to be used, is what it says, hetau. Now, so in that sense, we could not have used this, we should have been vachanena. But below that, there is the sutram, see the sutram hetau, titiya anuvritti is coming down here. But it says panchami, vibhasha panchami, guneya striyam. So panchami can be used vibhasha basically. Basically, vibhasha panchami can be used. That's what we're using here. So anumad Vachanat is on account of the advice of Hanuman. Cha eva is avyayam. Sugrivena is titya ekavachanam. Samagataha yatha purvam. Just as before, sangataha, samagataha means agataha means to meet up. Samagamaha. Sugrivaya cha. Sugrivaya is what vibhakti?
Chaturthi vibhakti ekavachanam. Ramaya.
Chaturthi in what sense this is? Karmana yamaviprayati tat sampradanam. Karmana yamaviprayati. So when you do an action for the sake of somebody, means when you do it unto somebody. Particularly when you dvikarmaka dhatu, right? Dhatu shams is to narrate. So dvikarmaka dhatus are mainly 16 dhatus with their synonyms. And dhatu bru is one of them. Shams is to narrate. So he narrated all that to him. That secondary object of that verb. That can take Chaturthi also. Would have been Dvitiya also, Chaturthi also. He said to him, Karmana yam abhiprayati tat sampradanam. So, and then Chaturthi sampradane. So this is the so Karmana yam abhiprayati. So when you have these, not only dhatu da, yam abhiprayati. This is Chaturthi sampradane. Karmana yamaviprayati. Karmana. Oh, no. Karmana. Here it is. Karmana yamaviprayati cha sampradanam. Then into 2.3 chaturthi sampadane. So this when the secondary object is that. So he said this. To whom did he say? Who was the target of that saying? Karmana yamaviprayati. It was intended for whom? Intended for Sugriva. So he gets sampadana sanyan and he gets chaturthi sampadane. So Sugrivaya cha tat sarvam is akuditya ekavachanam of tat pradibadikam, mitzvah pradibadikam. That's the karma of Shamsad. What's the problem with Shamsad here?
Shamsad,
What is it? What is Shamsad?
It looks like a Shatranta, Satish.
It does, but that's not the meaning, is it? What is the meaning that you want? You want lang lakar over here. But there's no adagamaha. This is Valmiki, He really doesn't follow all Panini's rules. So this is a famous thing which the excuse which they make. If you look at the commentary, this is number 59, The commentary, if you look at the commentary, it says that Shamsad is akathayat. Chandaso adabhavaha. Adabhavaha chandasaha. This is a Vedic usage. So chandovat purani bhavanti. Puranani api chandovat bhavanti. So these also like they have like Vedic usages. So chandasaha. And another commentary says agama shastrasya anityatvat adviraha. Any agama shastram anityam they say. So then all these id and ad and all of these, they are all anityam. So agama shastrasya anityatvat idviraha. Sorry, adviraha. I'm sorry, adviraha means there is ad abhavaha is there. Agama shastrasya anityatva. So when any, and this is not only here by the way, Valmiki does in a lot of places in Ramayanam. Over and over again he does that. So many places. So this is Ramayanam for you now. So here you have to get used to this Ramayanam. Is in Ramayanam, in many places Valmiki doesn't obey Panini rules, particularly the adagamaha. He blatantly violates that all over the place. So look at the ending, but Shamsad. You can see the sutra mitascha, that ending ta is there, that ikara has gone. That ikara only goes away when you have a lakara with the kavarga panchama as an it. So that gives the hint that, see, if you watch what Ravi was saying, this could have been Shatranta. But Shatranta have been Napumsakalingya. There's nobody around in Napumsakalingya here. Because clearly the Karta is, Ramaha Samagataha Sugriven. He is not neutral in any way. So there will be nobody to qualify Shamsad with that. Although Shamsad can qualify the Sarvam Vrittam. Vrittam is the one who's narrating. No. Because it's being narrated, all that. So it will not fit. So that ending is telling you that probably you have a, Chandasaha adabhavaha. So agama shastrasya anityatvat. So it's ashamsat. Dhatu is shams and the rest of it is easy, like abhavat ashamsat. Lang lakarha pratham purusha ekavachanam. Lang lakar parasmapadam rupam. So it becomes ashamsad means he narrated. Okay, Rama is prathama ekavachanam. Mahabalaha just said before, mahatejaha. Same thing, mahat becomes Mahabala, Samadhikaranam is there. So Mahat Balam Yasya Saha Bahuvrihi Mahabalaha. Again, if you look at the masculine ending, so Pullinga Rupam Tena Nyayate Jatiti Ayam Bahuvrihiti. You can immediately say it's the Bahuvrihi. So, okay. Aditaha. What do you think Aditaha? Oh.
Aditaha is like a Tasil, Satish.
Not Tasil, but Tasi Pratyaha. Oh. See, Tasil is only after the Kim, Savanama and Bahubhiha. This is not that. So because the Panchamyas Tasil is only, if you can go through very quickly, the Ashtadhyayam beginning of 5.3, this Pratyaya Tasil comes. 5.3, around like in 14, 15, somewhere there. Yes, Panchamyas Tasil. But Anuvritti for that coming is Kim, Sarvanama Bahubhyaha. So we don't have that. We have Adi. So then the pratyaya called Tasi is there, and the Tasi comes in 5.4, I think 44ish, and this is Pratiyoge Panchamyas Tasi. So in Pratiyoge, when you have a substitution or representation, you don't have that. But Apadani, Chahiya Ruho, Apadanu, separation from that. In this, under this Pratiyoge Panchamyas Tasihi is a Vartikam. Adyadibhya Upasankhyanam. Adyadibhya Upasankhyanam. So this, you hear this term called Sarva Vibhaktiko Tasihi. Sarva Vibhaktiko Tasihi. Sarva Vibhaktiko Tasihi. So Tasi can be used in any Vibhakti. That's because the Vartikam on 5.4.44. So Sarva Vibhaktiko Tasihi. We Bhakti Kaha Tasihi. Sarvibhaktiko Tasihi. And this expression which you will hear sometimes in some commentaries and stuff like that, because of the 5444 Vartikam. So in short, you got to be ready for this. Is this Pratyaya Tasi, Anubandha Lope only Tasi. That can be used to stand for any vibhakti from any Pratipadikam. Of course, Shishta Prayoga is Pramanam, we should not use all the time. But the Panchamya Tasil is only from Kim, Sarvanama and Bahu. This one can be come after any Pratipadikam, and not only that, in any vibhakti also. So that is now what vibhakti do we have here? Aditaha. In fact, this is Adyadi Ganaha. This Gana is called Adyadi Ganaha. And we have the word Adi right here. Adyadi, whatever term. Adihi, Adihi, Yesham, Te, Adyadi Ganaha. So Adyadi Ganaha, in fact, if you want, you can quickly go to this Adyadi Ganaha. Because I don't think Apadanam is separation. So separation. So separation is when this, so from the beginning. So from the beginning, he narrated. So starting from the beginning. From the beginning. So I guess you could say Apadanam, then you don't need the Vartikam for that. Let's look at the two sutras, 54, 44, 45. So you can always go to the Vartikam and say, it says Adya Tasi Prakarane Adyadibhya Upasankhanam. So this is what gives you the Sarvabhakti Tasi. But you should not use, this is only a last resort for this. This is only a Vartikam. It should not be used because it says Ado is Aditaha. So Adita is in the beginning. That's not what we have here. Adita is here from the beginning. Then Madhyataha, in the middle, Pashvataha, on the sides, Prishthataha. So Prishthataha means Prishthataha at the back. This is a Saptami Artha. So this is no Panchami Artha, so there is no Panchami over here. And this is Panchami Artha. And then the next sutram that we have, Apadhani. If you have Apadhanam that you have, you can use 5445 itself. Apadhani ya Panchami. Tasya Panchamyaha Vasipatya Bhavati. So it gives that, Gramataha Agachati. He comes from the village, the separation from the village, So Chorataha Bibheti, he is afraid of the thief. So then this is thing. So, okay. Now, which one can we use here? What do you think? So, Aditaha, from the beginning. I guess you can probably use 5445 and the separation from the beginning. Okay. In any case, the Tasi Pratyaya can be used in any vibhakti, in any Pratipadikam, Shishta Prayoga, you can justify it by 5444. Adyadibhya Upasankhanam, can use that. But I think right now, Apadanam might work for us also. So we can just use 5445 from the beginning. So Tad Yatha Vrittam. Yatha Vrittam means as it happened. So just as it happened. Yathavat. Now, is Yatha Vrittam a compound, you think, Ravi?
It could be a compound solution.
So what do you think it is here? Vrittam. If you make it a compound, it will be an Avibhava compound. So Vrittam Anatikramya. In fact, one of the commentators makes it a compound. So Yatha Vrittam. What number is this? This is number 60, right? So Yatha Vrittam, he says, Yatha Vrittam, Vrittam Anatikramya. Without like Yatha Shakti, Yatha Vasaram, like that. You could make it like that. But then if you do that, then you have these pronouns hanging around here now. You have the Tat hanging around here, Tat Sarvam, and Tat another Tat. So they will have to take some noun, which is available here actually. So the Gita Press is not taking it as a compound. So even the word Yatha has the name Yathavat properly. Or you can say Yatha Vrittam, Tatha Tad Akatayat. So as it happened, so it told him. So he told him. You supply Tatha. Yatha Vrittam. As it happened, Tatha Tat Sarvam Sugrivaya Shamsad. So just as it happened, so exactly he told him. So I don't think, because the reason they're not taking a compound is that Vrittam is a noun. We need this in order to stand behind this Tat and Tat. It's available. If you compound it like that, then you have to bring in something, supply something else for the Tat, which I don't think, when it's available to you like that, I think it's better to keep it, separate. And we can get the same meaning without compounding also. We can keep it Yatha Vrittam separate. Sitayaha, what is that?
Sitayaha would be Shashti Ekavachanam.
Shashti Ekavachanam. Sitaya, in fact, also one more thing. See, Sitayaha Vrittam also, you need Vrittam for that also. Visheshataha. So yes, look at the Visheshataha, not to jump, but this is another Tasi Pratyaya. See that Visheshataha? Visheshena really. Visheshena is specially. So here this Visheshataha will not be with Panchami. It's not separation from Vishesha. Is specially. This is Visheshataha Visheshena used as a kind of like an adverb. Shamsad. So especially the story relating to Sita. Especially. So this I think we have to probably go for the Sarvabhakti Kotasihi. So that's what I'm telling you. Keep that in mind. That if you don't have the Kim or Sarvanam or Bahu, you cannot do Panchamyastasihi. Then you're stuck with only those two sutras, 54, 44, 45. 45 only will give you Apadanam, only will give you nothing else. And so the Vartikam is important Vartikam. Okay, so meaning becomes what? That on the advice of Hanuman, following the advice of Hanuman, or on account of, he also, Ramaha, Sugrevena eva samagataha, chaiva, means also. He also met with Sugriva. And cha means and furthermore, he narrated the very powerful Rama, narrated everything to Sugriva as it had occurred. Now there are two tads of, what do you do one tad over here, Ravi? There are two tads of hanging over here. Tad sarvam tad yatha vrittam sitayascha vishetaha.
So the second third, it could go with Vruttam.
The first one will go with what then? Vruttam only it is.
Okay.
I think say Prasiddham for one of them. That he narrated all that well-known events, to Sugriva, just as they happened, particularly as with regards to Sita. Let's see in the commentary when we give any hint here. This is 60, 61, right? This is the point when you go to, this, that's the Ram Shutva, look at the two here, let's see, the first comment says, Aditaha mi janmana arabhya says, Tat prasiddham, okay, we have it. Tat prasiddham vruttam, that's what I thought. Because when one tat cannot be accounted for like that, you make it prasiddham. Because it is, this anyatha virukti doshasyat. So, it will be punarukti doshasyat. So already you said tat one time. Now another tat you have. So he says, all those famous events, well-known events, he narrated to Sugriva as they had happened, particularly those related to Sita Sambandhi Vrittam. Okay, let's see. Can we go down there? Ready, sir? Balraman? Balraman, you ready?
Yes, Ji.
Okay, let's try now. Okay, at the intercession of Hanuman.
Hanumat Vachana.
Hanumad Vachanat.
Hanumat Vachana.
Hanuman alone. Okay, Hanuman alone. Okay.
Eva. That will be Eva.
The Eva. So on his advice alone. Okay, that's good. He is, I think, probably supplies. I think because we had the Kriyapadam Shamsad, Mahabalaha we have, and we don't have. Do we have any Prathamantam? Sugrivan. Okay, supply that. He on the basis of this Prathama Purusha Ekavachan Rupam, supply he further.
Is it Cha?
Cha, I think Cha. Made friends.
Samagataha.
Samagataha. He met up with him. With his understood on the Sitiya Balena.
Sugrivena.
On basis of Sitiya, it says with Sugrivena. Saha. Saha is understood. Okay, Sugriva. And then Ne is also probably another Cha. There's another Cha is over here. Sugrivaya Cha. Okay. To Sugriva is
Sugrivaya.
The exceedingly powerful.
Mahabalaha.
Rama is, I think it is understood.
Shamsad Rama.
Shamsad. Oh, here it is. I'm sorry. Rama is here. Rama. Shamsad.
Yeah, Rama.
Duly.
Shamsad. Is it Shamsad?
No, duly, I think is Yatha.
Oh.
Yathavad. Yatha means Yathavat in this case. Yathavat. As it happened. So, duly. Let's keep it like that for time. Let's see if Yatha comes somewhere else. Yatha is duly. Narrated is Shamsad.
Vrittam.
narrated is Asham Sat. There definitely has to be that, right?
Okay. Yes.
That,
Yes.
That's the only verbs. Narrated must be Sat.
Mm-hmm.
Asham Sat, but Adagama is not there. From the beginning,
Adita.
Aditaha.
Adita.
The whole is
Tat Sarvam.
Sarvam, and
I
popular is Tat. This is the second Tat.
see.
Of any one Tat you take, this one you take. Tat Sarvam. The
Mhm.
whole popular, that is this Tat Sarvam. Story,
Vritam.
and one more he says, and the well-known story, like one more time. Then he's taking both Prasiddham, this and that. He's taking both of them Prasiddham. Okay, so then he said, this is Prasiddham, this is also Prasiddham. So Tat Sarvam Atmanaha, so his popular story, and the well-known story, again Tad Vrittam, both cases. Of Sita is Sita.
Sitayascha.
In particular,
Visheshitaha.
and is Chakud, and is a
And
Chak.
this cha. Yeah.
The story of Sita is Shashti, the Sitayaha, and particular is Visheshataha, and both Tad is, Ubhe Tat, so Ubho Tat Shabdau Prasiddharthau, Prasiddha. Yes, thank you, Radha. Visheshataha is correct, in particular. Okay, so let's.
Even the popular is supplied, the popular story and well-known story.
Tat, one Tat is popular, this one.
Okay.
And this one is the famous, well-known stories, second Tat. So they've taken both Prasiddha. So,
But that is just that, right?
yeah, but that means there should be Yat Prajapadikkam for that. See, when there is a Yat Tat, there should be Yat behind it, For example, the example which they gave is, Saha Bhagavan Mam Avotu. May that Lord protect me. Which Lord protect me? Means the well-known, which everybody knows. That Lord means the well-known Lord may protect me. That's Prasiddha Bhagavan Mam Avotu. Saha Prasiddha Bhagavan. Saha Bhagavan means Prasiddha Bhagavan. So when the Tat Prajapadikkam is there, and Yat is not there, means you have to either supply the Yat and take it from maybe the prior shloka somewhere, or make it Prasiddham. The two choices that you have. Now in this shloka, you have two Tats are there. Yat is not there anywhere to be seen. Nor is it really connecting with the prior, because the Vrittam is not coming from the prior shloka at all, because he said he met with Sugriva and so he's not really coming down here. So you could say, that which occurred before that he told him, but it will be a little bit far-fetched. Bottom line, Yat is not here in the shloka. Tat only is there.
Okay.
So you have to either bring in the Yat from somewhere, from the context, which is possible, you could have done that, or you have to supply, make it Prasiddham. So in the commentary, I guess given Prasiddham, so I guess they took Prasiddham, so it's based on the commentary. So in the 61 also does it say, no, I think on basis of the commentary they're taking the also Prasiddham. So rather than bringing in Yat from somewhere else, they've taken the choice as making it a Prasiddham. That is the thing. Okay. So next one is, I think next one we have to take from Tato Vanararaj, Sugrivaschapi tat sarvam shutva ramasya vanaraha chakara sakhyam ramena pitaschayvagni sakshikam. I think that will be one sentence. Sugrivaschapi tat sarvam shutva ramasya vanaraha chakara sakhyam ramena pitaschayvagni sakshikam. Sugrivaschapi tat sarvam shutva ramasya vanaraha chakara sakhyam ramena pitaschayvagni sakshikam. Okay, Karthik, you want to take some, Karthik? Try it. So,
Yes, Satish. Sugrivaha
Sugrivaha
cha api
cha api.
tat sarvam
Make it pushak padam. Tat
sarvam shrutva ramasya vanaraha
vanaraha
chakara
chakara
sakhyam
sakhyam
ramena
ramena
pritaha
pitaha
cha
cha
eva
eva
agnisakshikam.
agnisakshikam. Correct. So let's choose the vibhaktis now. Sugrivaha.
Sugrivaha prathama vibhakti ekavachanam pullingah.
Lingam. Okay. Then
Cha api avyayas.
Cha api avyayas. Right.
Tat will be prathama ekavachanam napumsakalingam of tad.
Dvitiya.
Dvitiya.
Vrittam. Tad vrittam.
Tadvritam.
Ditya Ekvachana. This is the karma of Shrutva.
Shrutva.
Sarvam Shrutva.
Sarvam.
Sarvam is Sarvanama Shabda, we just saw Sarvam. Both of them are Pullinge, Napusakalinge, sorry. Ditya Ekvachana. Okay.
Ekvachanam. Shrutva is a
So, I mean,
Tvanta Shabda.
so we have Samana Kartavya Purva Kale. So who Samana Karta here?
Sugrivaha.
Sugriva. And what is the Uttaravartini Kriya?
Sakhyam Chakara. Chakara.
So he is doing two things. Having heard this, then he contracted friendship. So the contracted friendship is a Chakara Sakhyam. So Sugriva always demo this structure. Samana Kartikya Purva Kale. So when you have this one, then look at the Ashtadhyaya, very important sutram. So this is very, very common constant pratyaya. Tva, the tva will become yap when you have any upasarga or any kind of compounding going on. But otherwise, both of them, the same meaning is still the same. Is samana kartikayoho purva kale. Samana kartikayoho purva kale. With three, the third, this is chapter 3, 3.4.21. I love this searching thing, very, very, very useful. Samana Kartakayoha Purva Kale, 3.4.21. Okay, so Samana Karta is Sugrivaha and the Uttaravartini Kriya is Chakara Sakhyam. Okay, Ramasya.
Ramasya Shashti Ekavachanam of Rama, Pullinga.
So Sambandha with Kena Padina Sambandhate.
It will be with the Sarvam Vrittam. So Ramasya Vrittam Shrutva.
Correct, yeah, actually it's probably correct. Sarvam Vrittam Shrutva. Okay, good. Vanaraha is
Vanaraha Prathama Ekavachanam. Goes with Sugrivaha.
Okay.
Chakara, Litlakara of Krudhatu.
Prathama Purusha Ekavachanam.
Ekavachanam.
Padam. Like Uvacha, you know, in Gita, Uvacha, look at the ending I told you many times is that in Litlakara, Parasne Padanam, Nal Atus Us, Thal Atus Nal Vamaha. In Litlakara in Parasne Padam, those three pratyas, tip G becomes Nal Atus Us Yatha Sankham. That's the Adeshas, and they are very easy to spot because there's really no other way you can get this. Well, not no other way, but you wouldn't get this Abhyasa with the Akaranta, Singanta Padam, like that. So Chakara. So only one thing you'll do the Abhyasa Karyam and then do the Vriddhi, Purandaparaha. So as Karthik said, Dhatu is Kru. So take Kru with the pratyaya tip for lit. Lit become Lasya, became tip became null. That null is coming from 3.4.82. So because, and again because of Parokshe lit, I think it's 3.2, I think 1.15 somewhere. Parokshe lit, this is only mostly third person. That's the good news. You don't have to worry about other 9 forms. Only look at the first 3, which is null, atus, us, which ending in or atus or us. They come in Gita in the first chapter, all 3 of them. So very easy. Parokshe lit 3.2.1.15. Because comes the word Uvacha comes in Gita, very first the Rashtra Uvacha. Then Dadmho comes in Gita, and then Shankhan Dadmu Pruthak Pruthaka. Dadmho. So I'm sorry, Dadmatuhu. I'm sorry. So you get Uvacha, Dadmatuhu, Atus. So Madhava Pandavaschaiva. So those 2 of them. And then all the rest of them, Dadmoho. So you can all 3 come in Gita in the very first chapter. All 3 of them. So remember, just tag these in the Gita, please. This 3.4.82 Sutram. So the Rashtra Vacha, and then you can use here it is the 2 of them. You have Dadmau is a special form. Don't leave that one for time being. Then Pradadmatuhu is Gita 1.14, and then also Dadmuf Pruthak Pruthaka is 1.18. So 1.14, 1.18, and this Uvacha in the beginning. You have all 3 of them. Null, Atus, Us. Remember these 3, please. In the very first 18 shlokas of Gita, you got the whole thing. So right now we need the pratyaya null. We got that. So next sutram we can do the abhyasakar. Miti dhatoho anabhyasasya. Miti dhatoho anabhyasasya. 6.18. The abhyasakaryam becomes kru. So lit pratyaya is there. Abhyasa has to be done one time. So we become kru. And null means only a remains because of chutu halantyam. So chutu halantyam only the Anubandha lope chutu halantyam. So only the a will remain. And now, so the 6.18 we are doing for the Abhyasa. And Abhyasa Karami, what Karthik you do here?
Urat.
So Urat, Uranraparaha, Kuhoshchu,
Uranraparaha, Kuhoshchu,
Haladisheshaha. So what we are doing is that in the Abhyasa Bhagaha, the R becomes a but Uranraparaha, you bring the Refa with it, so it can become Kar. And now Haladisheshaha, only one, Hal Adihal Shishyate, Anye Lupyante. So only a Hal can remain if it's an Adi. Okay? Yes, Hari, the all the links to this Hari are on this page, tiny URL page, okay? So this one, Hari, has all the links. See the searchable under 8 quick tabs. You have Ashtadhyay, everything searchable is in this, on this number 8 quick tabs. All thanks to Ravi and Kalpesh for the searchable things, all the goodies that we have are all in this number 8, okay? This is a tiny URL, Hari, tiny URL. What's the page that Ravi is called? This tiny URL is tinyurl dot. It is the
Satish, it's Panini links.
Panini links. Okay,
yeah.
This is the one. I'll tell you. This is the one. It is tinyurl.com/Panini links. That's the page. Let me copy this one. I can copy it again. It's tinyurl.com/Panini links. That's the page. Can I copy this one? Anyway, it's a tiny URL page. Okay, I think you got it. Okay. All right. So going back to this, so the chair came through. All these sutras are in end of 7.4. End of 7.4 is that from Athalopabhyasa 7.458. That all these rules are coming down. We won't go through all of them in detail because we've done them a few times and we are kind of out of time. But in this section, which we're using right now are the following. We're using the Sutram Urat, 7466. That's how the R became A. Then Uranraparaha, you all know that it has become Ar. And then we did Haladisheshaha, which is 7460, that Refa will be gone. And then Kuhoshchu. So we got the Ka Varga becoming Cha Varga, Kuhoshchu. So Ka Varga, the Hakara also becomes Cha Varga, but here this is Hakara. 7460, 66, then 1151, then 7460, 62. Let's put the numbers down here. So this is coming from 7466, then 7460, 7462. In the middle, you also had Uranraparaha, 1151 Uranraparaha, 1151 Uranraparaha. Okay, then Cha. And then in the meanwhile, you also get the Vriddhi, again Uranraparaha. So this one is coming by 72115 Achoniti. Because that null has that no as an it brought the Vriddhi, and then of course here also Uranraparaha, and then the is still there. So Chakara. So mainly Abhyasakaram, the Vishesh Sutram is Urat is also there, Kuhoshchu also is there, and then Achuniti Vriddhi Chakara. Chakara means he contracted. So this is kind of idiomatic usage that we have. Sakhyam Chakara. Also you can use our nice goodies some more. Ashtadhyay Sutram, this word Sakhyam has a Sutram just for itself. There are many rules in Ashtadhyay which have only Sutram specially for themselves. For one single word, there is a word like Ichha. Ichha is one single sutra. I'll show it to you. This is the word Ichha. So Panini puts one like a word Swamin. So words, these words have one single sutram just for themselves, So see Ichha. This 33101. This is special Nipata. This Ichha is a feminine noun. This is a Nipatanam. So Panini says he gives you the sutram. Word like Swamin. So that was a feminine noun. So just a quick example, not to give too much time, but it's interesting, So word like Swamin. Swamin Naishwarje. One sutram Swamin Naishwarje. It only forms one single word Swamin. Same thing which is here. You're looking at is this, I think, Sakyuryaha.
Sakyuryaha. Tasya bhavaha below that.
Yep, Tasya bhavaha Sakyuryaha. So I think Karthik beat me to the search thing. Sakyuryaha. So 51126 Sakyuryaha. So Tasya bhavaha Tatalo. So friendship, that friendship, friendness, friendship. This adhikara runs from 5-1 tasya bhavaha, bhavastvatalo. But this is a special rule, sakhyuryaha. So sakhyuryaha, and then we get the sakhyum. So what sutram will be dropped?
Yasyeti cha, we will get the ikara drop.
Yasyeti cha. Yashibham yasyeti cha. Because this gets the bhasanya yasyeti cha. I just put the numbers down. Those who are interested can look up the detail, but the main sutram here was this sakhyuryaha. So these are nice to remember in Ashtadhyayi, 5-126. When there's a special sutram just for one word, it kind of sticks in your head, The 5-126 for the word sakhyam, I'm sorry. Sakhyura sutram sakhyam. So 5-126, then as Karthik said, yachibham, I think 1-4-18, followed by yasyeticha. So the ending ikara has to drop because then we put the ya, that's just the bhasanya and gets the yasyeticha. So finally we get the form sakhyam is idiomatic, sakhyam chakara. He contracted a friendship with him. Ramena sahatitya vachanam pritaha.
Pritaha sugrivaha.
Sugrivaha. Prathama ekavachanam. Prathivaha sugrivaha, he was pleased. Okay. Then cha eva is adhyam. No, agni sakshikam. What kind of compound is that?
It is a bahuvrihi.
Bahuvri compound. Agni sakshikam. So here is a sakshin pratipadikam is there. So agnihi sakshi yasya tat sakhyam. It is that friendship which has a witness, agni as the witness. And the ending ka is the kap pratyaha. Also important sutram is that any bahuvrihi as a default optionally can take the pratyaya kap. The last 10 rules of 5.4 or the 5th chapter, the entire tadhita adhikara, which goes for 1,000 rules, the 1,000 rules, more than 1,000 rules. The last 10, the very last 10 of that, tadhitaha. So that, in fact, that's also in the adhikara of niya pratipadikar. It's also in the adhikara of pratyaparascha. So pratyaparascha, niya pratipadikar, tadhitaha. They all end in 5.4. And the last 10 rules, the pratya kap. So kap pratyaha in the end of 5.4. And their important sutram is that if you go to 5.4, I think Sheshad Vibhasha is sutram, I think. Sheshad Vibhasha is sutram. Sheshad Vibhasha. Sheshad Vibhasha. Sheshad Vibhasha. Okay, here it is. 54154. 54 ends in 54160. So from this one, Uraf Prabhutibhyah Kap. And these are special rules that these have to take Kap. Okay? And then Sheshad Vibhasha means any other bahuvri, which is not mentioned in these 3 rules. They take Kap Vibhasha. And then there's Nisheda also, the last few rules, they cannot take Kap, some of them. But this one is the one, you all remember this one, this is the pivotal rule over here, this Sheshad Vibhasha. So these anybody can take Kap after any bahuvri, okay? But these have to take necessarily, and remaining these cannot take. But this one is 5454, Kap. So optionally Kap in bahuvri. So remember that. So that's also an indication for you. This might be bahuvri. Because this ka coming at the end like that, that also gives an indication of this bahuvri. The kap pratya might be there. So 54154, kap pratya and bahuvri. So because that also is a good way to get a handle on, get an indication it might be bahuvri. Kap pratyaya. Of course, kap means only. So why is the ka not a nit over here, Karthik?
Because it is tadhita.
Tadhita pratyaya. There's a kap pratyaya also in Tinganta also, but in Kudanta also. Interesting. There is a kap pratyaya. Same kap pratyaya. Is same is the pratyaya same kap only. So it is. So interestingly, Panini uses it both in the Kudanta and Tinganta also. This is duha kap gascha kap. Now this kap will be only a karaha. Leshak tadhita will apply over here because that ka will be in it. But that other cup, which is of course the more famous cup, there will not apply. That ka will be ka only, not because lashakku atadjite. So anyway, all that put together, so that's where the cup comes. Now what about the nakara lopaha?
Because it is again Pratipadikana.
Nalu Pratipadikantasiya. Because when the ka came, because of, how do you get the Padasanya? But
because it's followed by the Tadhita Pratyaya. Cup.
And then one
And also
Swadhishu
Samasa Pratipadika.
Sarvanamasthane. Swadhishu Sarvanamasthane.
Sarvanamasthane.
But the ka is a Swadi Pratyaya. The ka Pratyaya is Tadhita. Swadhishu Sarvanamasthane. So Padasanya. And then you get the Nulva Pratipadikantasiya. So that is Sakshin Pratipadikam. So Agni Sakshi Yasya Tat Sakyam. Sugriva Chakara. Okay, so the simple sentence is, and Sugriva also, having heard an entire narrative of Rama, I mean, here Tat is not Prasiddham. I think here you can say Purvaktam, this one from the last shloka, that the preceding narrative of Sri Rama, the monkey Sugriva, contracted friendship with him, with the pleased as he was. Friendship which had, because this whole thing, Agni Sakshikam is qualifying Sakyam. It is the Ditya Ekvachanam, Vanam, like Vanam. So it is friendship which had Agni as the witness. Let's bring Balaramanji here. Ready, sir?
Yes, Satoshi.
Okay, pleased.
Pritaha.
Pritaha. To hear.
Shrutva.
Shrutva. The whole narrative.
Tat Sarvam.
Vrittam is understood. Vrittam is understood. Of Sri Rama.
Ramasya.
The monkey chief.
Vanaraha.
Sugriva is Sugriva.
Sugriva.
Two is here.
Api.
Yeah, Chapi. Made.
Chakara.
Chakara. Made friendship with idiomatic. Made with
Sakyam.
Sakyam Chakara. With is the Tritiya over here.
Ramena.
Ramena is the with. And then, with Sri Rama, in the presence of sacred fire as the witness.
Agni Sakshikam.
Agni Sakshikam. Okay. Time is kind of up. What I can do is maybe just give you a preview of next time and then we'll stop, because as much I'd like to do more, I don't want to stretch the time too much because we are already at the end. Okay. So now this one, the next maybe for homework next time. Chato Vanara Rajena Vairanukathanam Prati Ramaya Aveditam Sarvam Pranaya Dukkitena Cha. So now Sugriva is the karta of this also. So Vanara Rajena Sugrivena, right? Dukkitena Cha, and who was also kind of sad because of his enmity with his own brother. Dukkitena Cha. Ramaya Aveditam Sarvam. He informed unto Rama everything, and pranaya, out of affection, he narrated everything to Rama. This is interesting thing going on over here. This is a difficult thing in this shloka. Vairanukathanam Prati. So Vairanukathanam, Vairam is enmity. So I think Vairanukathanam is the way the commentator is putting that is Vairanukathanam Prati is the saying Vairanukathanam means Valinaha Tavacha Vaire Kim Karanam Iti Ramakrita Prashnam Prati. So when he was asked, what is the reason of enmity with your own brother, Vali? In response to that question, Anukathanam is kind of a prashna. So in response to the question of Rama, he narrated everything what had happened to him. So Vairanukathanam Prati is Rama Prashnam Prati. Look from the commentary, because it's a little bit strange. Prati means in regard to, in response to. In response to the question about the enmity, he narrated everything to Rama. And then Pratijñatam cha Ramena, Tada Valivadam, again Prati. Then a promise was made by Rama. This was all both passive here. Aveditam passive. So Sugrivena Aveditam. And Ramena Pratijñatam cha. By Rama it was promised. A promise was made with regard to killing Vali. And anyway, so we'll do it next time. So if you have time at home, please do the same exercise that we're doing here. Try to read the English padas, try to read the Vyakaranam as much as you can, and we'll continue from there. So I hope it's giving you a little bit more clues as to tackle how these puzzles. They're all puzzles, and sometimes they are difficult. They're difficult. We can leave them or take the commentator's word for it. But practice even Ramayana. If you can get 20% also Ramayana, think about it. This has 24,000 shlokas. 24,000. If you get 20%, even if you get 5,000 shlokas well, that's a lot. 5,000 shlokas you got well. Now you know a lot of language. It's up to you and how much time commitment you want to make. It takes time. Without effort, it will not happen. So put some time and effort, and it will give you results. Slowly, you'll make progress. So, okay, again, happy Ganesh Chaturthi, and Vigna Karte Namaha, Vigna Harte Namaha. Ramo Rajamani Sada Vijayate, Ramam Ramesham Bhaje, Ramena Abhiyata, Ishachara Chamu, Ramaya Tasmai Namaha, Rama Nasti Paranam, Parataram, Ramaschada Sosmyam, Rame Chittale Sada Bhautame, Bho Rama Mamuddhara, Rama Rameti, Rameti, Rame Rame Manorame, Sahasranama Tattalyam, Rama Nama Varanane, Sri Rama Nama Varanana, Undamati. Ravi, we're okay, Ravi?
Yes, Satish.
Karthik,